So now the first part of the video is a personal information exposition dump. Let me get to the point. I did that video about Hydroxie 07, and I had determined, I'm like, this is way too much like real drugs. You know, it's way too much like real. It feels a lot like it, and I could see it like becoming a problem for people. Since I did that video, I've been taking it every day. Every day. So yeah, it became a problem for me immediately. Now, it's not something like I planned on doing. I'm like, I'm gonna take this every day. It's like all addiction, you know. It's like I took it the first day. I'm like, wow, this is pretty good, but I don't know. I'm gonna get some more and see what, you know, experiment with it some more. Like, try to not take any powdered kratom. And that was a good thing. It was like when I took the pills, I didn't want to take any of the powdered kratom. You didn't need to. And yeah, it was awesome. But you know, you're taking pills, so I've shifted completely from the powder to the pills. And every day I'd be like, oh yeah, I can't do that again today. I'm gonna just go back to the powder. But like, as the addict's mind will do, I've come up with an excuse for every single fucking day. Like, it's been funny the past couple, when I thought it was Halloween, when I woke up and I did a community post saying, I'm gonna do a live stream tonight for Halloween. And then I'm telling Nia, yeah, you wanna go out with me and do a live stream? And she's like, why? And I'm like, Halloween. She's like, Halloween's tomorrow. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I had already gotten stuff for that night because I'm like, I want to do those when I'm out, you know, total addict behavior. So then when the real Halloween came, I had to, you know, get them just for Halloween, and that's going to be it. Now, as this is going on, there's two different kinds of 7L. There's two different kinds of hydroxone. Now, one is what in kratom terms would be white and red. White kratom is a certain kind of strain. It's more stimulant, it's more of an upper, but it also has all the hallmarks of the kratom with, you know, euphoria and relaxation stuff. And then there's red kratom, which is for healing and sleep and stuff. Not healing, what am I looking for? It's sleep. Just, it's more of a downer, you know? It won't keep you awake. And that's a whole different feel. I take both, like for, in the kratom form. Like I always have both around the house. And at night, sometimes before I go to bed, I'll take like a cup of red with coffee. I always mix it in. But, so they have the same thing going on with the hydroxone. They have, the white and the red, except they're, you know, confusingly the blue and the red. Whatever the fuck, that doesn't matter. Point is, I was like, I gotta try the red, you know? So the next thing was, well, let me just try the red. And I'll just drop it for a while. So I tried the red. The red didn't really do anything for me. I felt like it was just, I was just eating the candy or something. It was weird. So today, I'm like, yeah, I think that's it. You know, I'm not going to try that again. Just one last time in case it's over. What happens, you know, again, the addict mind. Like, what happens if I feel like shit from coming off these? Even though I have the powder kratom, you never know. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'll just grab some more tonight. So that's what I did. I grabbed some more tonight. And yeah, right away, when you take one, it's just like, oh. It's fucking just like drugs. It's just like drugs. So I'm thinking, like, you know, people have talked about over the years how they want to ban kratom and how the reason they want to is because, I mean, they would rather have you obviously taking pharmaceuticals for pain and the things you take kratom for. But they would also rather have you buying drugs on the street, because that's their business too. They own the drug trade on the street, and they own the drug trade in the pharmacy. It's the same thing. It's just when you go to the pharmacy, it's for the more people who want to feel like they're respectable or above it. I'm not on drugs. I go to CVS. You know what I mean? It's the same fucking thing. It's the same people selling the same stuff, just like a different corner, a nicer corner. You know? So they don't like kratom because it's a fucking leaf that gets crushed up and packaged and sent from South America. So they're like, you know, we gotta get rid of this shit. And they've tried, but they had a lot of kickback from people. And if you make your voice known, it does make a difference. Like, this is spiritual war 101. They can only do to you, right, what you accept. If you accept something without saying anything about it, that's a green light for them, you know, to say, oh, well, they didn't say anything, so we can do it. Oh, they have a fountain in there too? Oh, it's the same one. Fucking very disappointing. Why is it? It's a very low energy fountain flow. I just tossed a coin. I don't need to do another one. That fountain has the energy of our demiurge. Got the fucking worst demiurge on this channel. We could get a new one. I don't know how though. That's a whole nother subject and a whole other problem. But yeah. So anyway, I'm on the 7.0. I'm a 7.0 junkie. I got the Hydroxie on my back. Now, how long is this going to go on? I don't know. I guess till the money gets too ridiculous. Because it's not cheap. And I've noticed there's a lot of people in there now buying it. When I go in there to buy them, oftentimes there's someone else buying them as well. And they, you know, they keep filling it up and selling through and getting them in. And the people that work there, we've known them for years. We used to have them deliver to our house like a giant batch of kratom. And that's how we'd buy it. For a while, we were doing that. And then we went to another vendor. I forget why. It's not like we had a problem with them. I think it was a COVID thing. A lot of stuff changed during COVID. Maybe we couldn't get them all the time. I forget. But for whatever reason, we switched to a different vendor. But we were in there recently, and they told us about this stuff, and they gave out samples. This is so real life drugs. They gave me samples of the Hydroxie, and as soon as I did, I was like, oh yes, this is for me. You know, you're on kratom to get away from drugs, but it's like that meme with the highway, you know, where you're driving and it's like no drugs, and then there's a off ramp that says drugs. Hydroxie is just like fucking getting run on the off. And I feel like, in some ways, it has affected my behavior a little bit. Some of the tropes that I used to endure, I guess, or you know, how affect me when I was a pillhead, I'm getting some of those again. Like, I started playing an old video game that I used to play when I was high a lot. And I didn't think about it like that. I was like, why am I playing this game again? And it's like, you know, little things like that. It's hard to explain. There's a lot of like personal little bullshit things that would sound ridiculous to you. But little habits or things I used to do when I used to do it, I'm kind of doing them again because of this stuff. So the whole thing is bad. And every day I'm like, all right, you got to stop. The experiment was over. You got to go back to. On the plus side, though, the powder is just piling up. And powder's expensive too, you know. Just don't get involved with drugs. That's the bottom line, I think, of this whole thing. because to stay off drugs is kind of a job too, in a way. So yeah. So by taking a hydroxone, I really fucked myself. I haven't fucked myself. I'm not like, well, I don't know I'm not like what? Like that's what's so insidious about it. Like, because I'm relatively comfortable, I'm not scraping for cash to get high or all that stuff. Because I'm not doing that. In my mind, I'm like, no, everything's fine. You're not reverting to any kind of thing that you used to do. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy. So tomorrow, I'm not gonna buy any. Now I've said this for 2 weeks, but I bought a pack tonight. They're 5 in a pack. I noticed too, like when I first started getting them, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'll take one, maybe at night, take a second one. Now it's like when I buy them, I just take all of them before the next time I go to bed. Because it's like, if you have a button there that you push it and you can feel euphoria, you're gonna push that button. It's the rat. It's the mouse in the fucking. It's the mouse in the rat cage, or the rat in the mouse cage. So yeah. So that. It's funny because that video is like the beginning of it. And I've been on them ever since. I don't like it. Not very happy about it. But I figured I should just document it. Now, tomorrow is another day. And I really want to just stick to not taking them tomorrow. This is what I want to get to before I get sidetracked by I walk through a group of people that sometimes vibrationally you get interference. I walked through a group of people that threw me off over by international marketplace. Sometimes it happens, and I lost my train of thought. They've been trying to ban kratom, and the reasons we discussed. Now, this hydroxie, the thing I'm on, is definitely going to get people to open up that discussion about the benefits versus risks of kratom. And, because I think the way I do, to me, it seems like it could possibly have been this hydroxie, something they came up with to kind of get rid of kratom, because it's going to create people who are absolutely addicted to it, like me now. Well, it's only been 2 weeks or whatever. I can't say I'm an addict, but I am doing addict behavior. Like coming up with excuses to get it every day when I really don't need it. I have kratom at home. It's me, Hydroxie. We have kratom at home. So I really don't need it. It's just that, I don't know. It's addictive behavior. So something's going to happen with this stuff. There's going to be some kind of legislation, or someone's going to use this to say kratom bad, and then maybe take another shot at banning it, because they couldn't get it banned in its regular form. Too many people push back, and like I was saying, the way spiritual warfare works is if you show any resistance, they have to back down. So what they do is they try to package stuff in ways that you don't know you have to make a resistance. Like they do it in a lot of media, movies and stuff. They slip the contract in there, so you almost don't notice it. So you can't say, oh no, I disagree with this, I reject this, because you don't know you're supposed to, because you think it's just a movie or TV show. That's how that predictive programming, or whatever you want to call it, that's how that works. It's contracts that they're putting in front of you. I would say that the television show or movie itself is a contract, with pork barrel crap put in. Like how when they try to pass a law, they put in all this other shit in there so that when people vote on something, they're inadvertently voting for a bunch of crap. That's how movies are. It's like, you acquiesce to a lot of stuff that you don't even understand you're acquiescing to. But in the case of the Kratom, there was significant pushback for them to say, all right, we can't do it. So they're going to keep trying. So they have to come up with a new way. And this is a pretty good way. What you do is you make a hyper addictive, very strong form of Kratom that there's going to be outcry over. And then they're going to use that to get rid of Kratom completely. They don't give up. They just come up with a new plan. That's everything. I've pointed that out about stuff, about how, everything is like that with them. They have all the time on their side, all the resources on their side, and their only job, 24/7, 7 days a week, 300 and whatever number we're on a year, their job is to keep you from understanding your divinity, your power. And because if you do, they're in big trouble. So they're constantly doing jumping jacks around you, going, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Hey, what? And they have no other job. So they're relentless with this stuff. So yeah, of course, they're always going to try to come up with a new way. So I don't know. That's my prediction for this. And I don't think it's a very deep or wild prediction. I think many people probably thought about this as well. Not to the point where they think it was concocted by them. That's why I'm on schizo level 67. Because I see that stuff, I go the extra step. Because over time, I've realized when people have these theories about stuff, they never go far enough. I'd always find out, well, it must be this, and then find out, oh, it was this, and 2 steps ahead. So, with that experience, my whole life, I tend to take the 2 steps ahead. So yeah, not only is it going to be used as a weapon to stop Kratom, it is in the case of, hey, this is a good weapon for us to stop Kratom, and they're going to seize upon it. No, they created a weapon. It's like World War II. Same thing. I didn't say anything. YouTube, I didn't say anything. Just fucking, just tossing the ball around. All right, I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in and ponder my my 7-0 addiction. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll let you know how it goes. And until then, as always, don't blame the teacher. Blame the school. I like this vertical thing. So, I posted in my community tab this little thing saying I was going to do a live stream tonight. I was thinking it's Halloween. Tomorrow night is Halloween, not tonight. So, yeah, it'll be tomorrow. I'm doing that. What's this over here? Missing pet. Oh, it's a cat. There's a lot of missing cat things around this neighborhood. A lot of cats disappear. Of course, I think, right away. Cats are very popular for if you're doing some kind of ritual that requires blood. Cats are usually the go-to animal just because they're usually floating around neighborhoods and they're pretty easy to procure. I've never done anything like that. I mean, I don't do anything that is blood sacrifice, or any kind of sacrifice. Never done anything like that. That's crazy. That's black magic. And I know you'll have find those guys that are like, there is no black magic. It's the enlightened man is beyond good and evil. That just sounds to me like you want to fucking touch kids. And that ain't good. I think that goes without saying. I'm gonna run to the store here. I'll be right back.